On the court, the shots don't always fall. The calls might not go your way. Sometimes life outside the game can be even more unfair.
At this age, it's like, why is this happening to you? You don't understand.
Luis Hurtado grew up in Venezuela. From an early age, basketball was his dream.
So when I started playing, I just fell in love for the sport.
His talent took him to the University of Alabama at Birmingham. In his second season as a Blazer, Luis was working hard to get ahead.
I was doing, working out extra, doing conditioning extra to get the best shape of my life. And in practice, there were some times where my back hurts, and I was just a normal back pain, lower back, and I didn't, I thought everything was good just because I was working extra. That's probably why it happened.
When the back and stomach pain didn't go away, he knew something wasn't right.
I went with my trainer to, the UAB hospital, and then to do all this testing. And at the end of the day, we found out that I was diagnosed with testicular cancer. When we found out, we called, the head coach, Isan. So he come and, I just went up and crying because at the time I didn't know what was going on.
What does this mean? Is Luis's life in danger? How does this work kind of thing? And that was an emotional moment for me personally.
Coach Rob Isan remembers thinking through all the possible outcomes and being thankful that Luis came here. The basketball player was now a patient at the O'Neill Comprehensive Cancer Center at UAB.
When we found out who the UAB doctors were and what they could do for it and the success rate and how healthy it was, it put a quick ease to our minds and our concerns that while this was going to be difficult, he was going to get through it.
After surgery, Luis went through months of chemotherapy. In June of 2019, he celebrated his last treatment.
That was awesome, knowing how much people really bought into, my recovery and bought into he's gonna be well, he's gonna be back to himself again. It just helped me motivate more myself to know how many people were supporting me.
Luis fought to get back in good enough shape to play the sport he loves. That November, Coach Isan put him in for the first time since he beat cancer.
Mac Targay will inbound to Luis Hurtado, and what a great story. Great to see him back out there.
I get in the court, I start moving the ball. The first possession, everybody passes it, everybody touches the ball. I get a pass from one of my teammates.
Head fake, kicks to Hurtado near wing, three ball, up and good!
Great shot, that's exciting to see.
Just to be back, and my first shot since a year ago, just go in, and it's like my lights blew, my whole mind blew out. It was amazing. I wanted to call a timeout and, cry and sit on the bench for the rest of the game, which is, it's crazy.
When the ball left his hand, I knew it was in. You talk about just a moment from up above, and I talked to the team about that. This is how life works. You fight, you do the right thing in life, and good things happen to you.
More than just good luck on the court, Luis says his future isn't up to chance.
I know that everything happens for a reason, so I know that God has a plan for me, so I was thankful the moment that I knew it was happening for a reason. It's not just because, I'm gonna pick on you, I know it happens for a reason, and I'm glad it happened because it teach me so much about life.